Chapter 53. Deng Jiogong attacks West Qi. Shen Gongbao persuaded Earth Traveler Sin to join in against West Qi, and then left in search of other allies. Meanwhile, the remnants of Grand Tutor Wen's army had fled back into Sishui Pass, and reported to Commander Han Rong that Grand Tutor Wen had lost his life on Dragon Extinction Peak. Han Rong immediately passed on the news to Zhao Ge. Wei Zi read the report in alarm. He took it with him to the palace and found King Zhou in a side court. "What do you have to report to me, uncle?" King Zhou asked. "I didn't send for you." When Wei Zi informed him of the disaster, the king was greatly alarmed. "Several days ago, I dreamed of Grand Tutor Wen. He told me he had lost his life on Dragon Extinction Peak. Now it is confirmed." He was deeply grieved and asked his ministers, "Who is to avenge the death of the Grand Tutor?" A long discussion ensued. Commander Deng Jiogong of Sanshan Pass has recently defeated a Shun. If you wish to crush West Qi, he's the only man equal to the task. Supreme Minister Jin Sheng suggested. King Zhou agreed. He issued a decree, appointing Deng Jiogong to command the new expeditionary forces. He granted Deng the White Scepter and Yellow Axe, symbolizing military authority. Wang Jin, the royal messenger, took the decree and galloped off through the bright, warm autumn weather. Crimson-leafed maples and yellow chrysanthemum flowers decorated the mountainsides. Swans dotted the sky on their southward journey. He traveled for many days and reached Sanshan Pass at night. Putting up in the government hostel, he called at the headquarters the next day. Deng Jiogong burned incense before the royal messenger read the royal decree. After the ceremony, Deng Jiogong entertained Wang Jin. As they drank, Wang Jin told him that Kong Shun would soon arrive to replace him. When Kong Shun arrived, Deng Jiogong transferred his duties to the new pass commander. He assembled his generals and sacrificed to the war banners, ready to set off the following day. Just as they were about to leave, it was announced that a dwarf was at the gate with a letter of recommendation. Deng Jiogong ordered that he be admitted and was surprised to find that the visitor was no more than 4 feet tall. The dwarf bowed before him under the eaves and gave him the letter. Deng Jiogong found that it was from Shen Gongbao, asking him to appoint Earth Traveler Sun to a post. But Earth Traveler Sun was ugly and unimposing. He was unwilling to accept him, but nor did he wish to offend Shen Gongbao. He thought about it and then said, "Earth Traveler Sun, since Brother Shen recommends you, I'll take you on. I'll appoint you as supervisor of the food supplies." He then appointed Tai Luan to command the vanguard with his son Deng Xiu as deputy. Zhao Sheng and Sun Yanhong were appointed to command the reinforcements, and his daughter Deng Chanyu also joined the company. They set off, marching rapidly towards West Qi. They had been on the road for about a month when a patrolman announced, "Ahead lies the east gate of West Qi City. We await your further orders." Deng Jiogong ordered that the army halt and set up camp. After the defeat of Grand Tutor Wen, many more marquises had risen in support of King Wu. One day a patrolman entered the Prime Minister's mansion. Deng Jiogong has arrived outside the east gate. Jiang Ziya summoned his generals. "What do you know of Deng Jiogong?" he asked. "He's a highly talented general," Huang Feihu answered. Jiang Ziya smiled. "It's easier to beat a great general than a great sorcerer." The next day Deng Jiogong asked, "Who will challenge them first?" Tai Luan of the vanguard answered, "I will." Brandishing his cutlass, he approached the city and roared a challenge. When the news was brought to the Prime Minister's mansion, General Nangong Kuo volunteered to meet him. He galloped out of the city and saw a general with a face like a crab. He had a long yellow beard and wore a gold phoenix hat and chain mail. "Who's that general?" Nangong yelled. "I'm General Tai Luan of the vanguard. As you don't behave yourselves and harbor traitors, stage uprisings, and massacre the royal soldiers and generals, we've come to settle matters with you." You'd better get down from your horse and surrender. If you wait much longer, it'll be too late to regret it. Nan Gong Kuo laughed sarcastically. Tai Luan, don't you know what became of Grand Tutor Wen, the four Mo brothers, and General Zhang Guifan? Some had their heads cut off, and others their bodies burnt to ashes. You're all like pearls, the size of rice grains that glow with a feeble light, or like flies that would soar through the sky, but cannot get far. You'd better return home at once and save your own life. Greatly enraged, Tai Luan spurred his brown steed forward and attacked Nangong Kuo with his cutlass. Nangong resisted the assault with his fan-shaped cutlass. After 30 rounds, Nangong Kuo began to flaunt his courage and skill and attacked with renewed vigor. This further infuriated Tai Luan. He found a weak spot in Nangong's defense and slashed at him powerfully with his cutlass. Though Nangong dodged rapidly, Tai Luan's cutlass slashed away half of his shoulder plate, missing the skin by only a hair's breadth. Nangong was frightened out of his wits and fled back to the city. Tai Luan returned to his camp in triumph. I battled with Nangong Kuo. I only regret that I cut off his shoulder plate, but not his head. Though you didn't cut his head off, you've demoralized the enemy. Deng Jiogong praised him. Nangong Kuo returned to the city, feeling greatly ashamed, but Jiang Ziya comforted him. Victory and defeat are common in war. A general must be skilled at reading the situation and determining whether to advance or retreat. The next day, to the roar of cannons and shouts of his men, Deng Jiogong took his troops out in 5 square formations. He rode to the city wall and demanded that Jiang Ziya come out to meet him. Jiang Ziya ordered Xing Jia, "Take the troops out. I'll meet him in person." The West Qi army rushed out of the city amidst the thunder of cannons. Deng Jiogong first saw 2 big red banners and then the vanguard headed by a general in red. The cannons then sounded 3 times, and the left flank of the army came out behind 2 green banners. The general at the head was also in green. The cannons sounded another 3 times, and the right flank emerged behind 2 white banners, headed by a general in white. Jiang Sheng's really a great general, strict in discipline and skillful in organization. Deng Jiogong commented. They were thus talking when 2 black banners emerged, followed by a general in black. This was followed by 2 apricot banners. There came Jiang Ziya's generals in 2 rows, each in a gold helmet and gold armor over a red robe. Between the 2 rows rode Jiang Ziya on his nondescript horse. The scene was awe-inspiring. The Zhou troops had marched out in 5 square formations, maintaining perfect order and discipline. Jiang Ziya certainly lives up to his reputation. It's not surprising that all the other generals have suffered defeat. He's certainly a formidable rival. Deng Jiogong nodded his head and sighed. He urged his horse forward. "Greetings, Jiang Ziya." Jiang Ziya bowed and replied. "Commander Deng, I salute you." "Ji-Fi is evil," said Deng Jiogong. "But you're a Taoist from Mount Kunlun, who has accomplished much. How can you be so ignorant of the rights as to help him rebel? You rely on your military strength and disregard law and order. When His Majesty sent punitive forces, you had the gall to resist. You'll lose in the end and be put to death. For the sake of the people in your city, you'd better get down from your beast and surrender. It'll be too late for you to regret it when we have taken the city by force." Jiang Ziya, however, smiled. "General Deng, you talk like a madman. The whole kingdom supports King Wu. That is why you have all failed. You've got only 200,000 soldiers and 10 generals at most. Like a lamb against a tiger or an egg against a stone, you're bound to lose. Take my advice and withdraw as soon as possible. Tell His Majesty honestly that West Qi has neither entertained the intention nor taken any action to rebel against him. Let both sides live in peace. If you refuse to come to your senses, I'm afraid you'll suffer the same fate as Grand Tutor Wen. Kindly consider it, General." Furious, Deng Jiogong said to his generals. How can we bear such a terrible insult from that flower hawker, that lowly basket weaver? We must put him to death to vent our hatred." Whirling his cutlass, he spurred his horse toward Jiang Ziya. Huang Feihu intercepted him, shouting, "Don't be so rude, Dang Jiugong. You traitor! Dare you face me?" Huang Feihu lunged at him and parried with his lance like a dragon, but Dang Jiugong fought like a tiger. The two battled back and forth vigorously. Nijia saw that Huang Feihu was unable to gain the upper hand. He lost patience and sped out to help, and Dang Xiu, Dang Jiugong's eldest son, also galloped out, but he was intercepted by Huang Tianhua. As Tai Luan rushed forward, Wu Ji met him. Zhao Shen was engaged by Tai Dian and Sun Yanhong by Huang Tianlu. The two sides clashed fiercely beneath the walls of West Qi City. Though Nijia helped Huang Feihu, Dang Jiugong was a great fighter and resisted fearlessly. Nijia seized an opportunity, took out his universal ring and hurled it at Deng, breaking his left shoulder. Dang Jiugong nearly fell. This encouraged the Zhou soldiers. They let out a great roar and charged fiercely. In the midst of battle, Zhao Sheng caught Tai Dian completely off guard when he opened his mouth and spat flames. Tai Dian was seriously burned on the head and almost fell. After a protracted battle, both sides withdrew and returned to their respective places. Dang Jiugong was defeated. He returned with a serious wound which pained him day and night. When Jiang Ziya returned to the city, he sent a doctor to General Tai Dian, ordering him to have a good rest and recuperate. Deng Changyu was upset to see her father in such a state. The following day, when she asked after his health, she said,